Thank you for joining me on this Saturday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. The scenes of the intense flooding have been coming in. This is a look in Honduras. And again, we're thinking of the crews that are out there that have been rescuing folks. We've had a lot of flooding. Belize, Honduras. We've been watching it over toward Nicaragua last night. We've lost homes and spots over toward the Rio Blanco. As you get into northern Honduras, there's been some homes that have been washed away. So again, we're thinking of you and the first responders getting out there to help rescue folks. So let me get right to that. This is the area we've been watching for about a week and a half now. It's not a named system. We do not need a named system in the Caribbean to have all sorts of problems, and that's what we have. Anywhere from Mexico, the Yucatan, back through Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, heavy areas of flooding and potential. Some of this rain will spill over to Guatemala in watching El Salvador, even enhanced rain down through Panama and parts of Colombia as the day goes on. Now, landslides are going to be a threat all the way through tonight. Now, if you're in one of those areas that has had a history of slides, again, please stay alert overnight. Also, very careful as far as driving is concerned, or just walking as far as those river crossings. Again, the river crossings are very dangerous, but motorcycles, bikes can get washed away very quickly. And listen for unusual sounds. That's another thing that's not said often. A lot of times you could hear these slides happening at a distance, and then they could approach where you are. So again, I know a lot of folks have had to evacuate. Looking at these additional rain totals, here's Belize and Honduras, and I'll expand this out in just a second. This black shading in here on top of what we've already had. 6 inches of rain or an additional 150 millimeters of rain or higher. Honduras, watching over toward Roatan as you get into right along the Rio Blanco, northern Honduras. We could see some spots. Additional rain upwards of 300 millimeters or 12 inches of rain. That's a foot of rain. Let me swing a little. Here's Honduras. Here's Belize. Let me swing Guatemala, El Salvador here, swinging to the south, back through Nicaragua right here. Look at the black shading showing up. Not for all of us, but again, an additional 150 millimeters of rain or 6 inches of rain. Same thing in parts of Costa Rica. Could see a little flare up in Panama. But again, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, that's where some of the most intense rain will be. Even in parts of El Salvador, Guatemala, kind of right on the edge of it, watching you as well. Again, keeping a very close eye on this here. Now, the Eastern Caribbean, as this has worked away in the Western Caribbean, little surge of moisture in Trinidad and Tobago, scattered to widespread rain and storms. We'll have more of an isolated rain threat. Barbados, we had some rain overnight, even a flare-up again back through the ABC Islands, Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, that chance of rain that will be around. The bigger picture, what's starting to happen now is we're seeing these fronts moving across the United States, and with that, that's leaving a lot of moisture in the Caribbean across the U.S. and southern Canada. Cold air, Fahrenheit, some of the teens around 20, 25 degrees. It is cold. Another front moving in to the northwest U.S., and as this front continues to move across, eventually that'll bring some more moisture once again back through parts of the Gulf of Mexico into the Caribbean. Now, in yesterday's video, I went into the November outlook, the hurricane outlook through the month. So you could go back, take a look at that if you haven't seen it. But again, this is going to remain right where we have the rain right now, one of the hot spots for development in the Caribbean. So keeping a very close eye on that as we go forward. The water temperatures are above average. So again, we could see things spinning up. Now for today, look at the additional rain. I mentioned those rain totals right off the bat, right away. I was mentioning those. Look at all that rain here. In the increased rain, Eastern Caribbean, Antigua, Barbuda, Martinique, Guadeloupe, we could see some rain popping up over toward St. Lucia. Areas of flooding will be a potential down towards St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is the core of rain. Now, Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, most of it's to the east or to the west. Jamaica, we have some spotty showers and storms that'll be possible. Cayman Islands as well. We get back through Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua. This is tomorrow. More rain. Look at that moving into Guatemala, El Salvador, down through Costa Rica. But Nicaragua, we're going to have big issues through Honduras and Belize once again. And then we'll see some rain and storms in the Eastern Caribbean. A lot of the cisterns need to get filled up this time of year as we get closer to that true dry season. So we're relying on some of this rain here and still the rain in Central America as we get into early next week. Let me zoom down. Here's Martinique, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad, and Tobago. A lot of us kind of in this blue shading, which would be 25 millimeters of rain if you get rain at all, or an inch of rain. But there will be some spots you see over toward Trinidad, for example, even watching over toward parts of northern Venezuela and the ABC Islands, where we could get a few spots upwards of 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain, and we could see some isolated flooding. Now, this over here, fortunately, did move away. This is the Eastern Pacific. This is still Tropical Storm Pilar. This is what brought the heavy rain to Guatemala and El Salvador a few days ago. So again, dealing with some of the issues there already, and then we have this surge of moisture that is working in, increasing that flood threat across Central America. So Belize, again, the flood threat is very high. Please in the comments leave what you have going on, your location as well. This is a weather community, so we can see kind of what's going on where you are, but definitely put your location and the weather you have, even if you don't have rain. Now Jamaica, as I mentioned, we have a lot of rain back to the west. Again, as this system developed, most of the moisture was down to the south and then has moved over toward Belize, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Spotty showers and storms across Jamaica. Cayman Islands, we're looking at about a 40% chance for today. Bahamas, about a 50% chance for today. A 60% chance, though, in Barbados. And in Barbados, look how it stays elevated the next several days. Same thing in St. Lucia, and that's why we're not going to have all-day rain, but we are going to have isolated areas of flooding. So St. Lucia, our rain chance has gone up. Trinidad and Tobago, the increased rain today. If you have any flooding, again, keep me posted in the comments. 60% chance today in Grenada, and the rain chance overall staying around. It stays elevated. St. Vincent the Grenadines, a 60% chance today, and a 50% chance tomorrow, a 50% chance through Guadeloupe. So the rain chance has bumped up. Dominica, a 60% chance, especially later today. We'll see a better chance of some scattered showers and storms. That 60% chance in Martinique, about a 30% chance in Aruba, maybe a little bit higher, but at least that rain chance is around. Again, about a 30 to 40% chance in Curacao. So the ABC Islands, we have that chance of some rain around. I'll be watching your comments as we go throughout the day. 20% chance in Haiti, over toward the DR, about a 30% chance of isolated showers and storms in the Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico, 30% chance through the weekend. Early next week in Puerto Rico, rain chance gets slightly higher. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, same thing. We're going to see some extra moisture around by early in the upcoming week. Antigua and Barbuda, see the rain chance gradually going up to 40% by Monday. About a 20 to 30% chance St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat as we go through the weekend. Anguilla and St. Bart's, rain chance kind of minimal, 20% chance, but a passing shower. A 30% chance through the weekend. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, 40% chance by Monday. And in Bermuda, we're going to see kind of just batches of rain. Then we may get a nice day, then another batch of rain moving in as these fronts continue to move by. Of course, the Yucatan of Mexico, which I was highlighting earlier, that rain chance is way up, watching over toward Cozumel, Cancun. We're going to see that high chance of rain. Turks and Caicos, spotty, about a 30% chance, 50% chance today in Cuba, 40% chance for tomorrow, a 60% chance though in Costa Rica. Again, the worst weather is just to the north, but we're right on the edge of it in Costa Rica. We are going to have some areas of flooding, and keeping an eye on Panama, northern Venezuela, 40% chance through the weekend, 30% chance on Monday. Guyana, rain chance bumps up some. Guyana and Suriname, where we need to get some rain, at least an isolated chance, 30% chance for today in Suriname. So again, the flooding hitting Central America now, watching the mudslide, the landslide threat. Eastern Caribbean, we're seeing that surge of moisture, so we'll see some rain around. Those stronger fronts, as I was talking about in the United States, and eventually, we'll, especially next month, we'll see those really changes in the Caribbean with the Christmas winds that will be moving in. And then watching those two areas for potential development as we go throughout this month, one being right in the Caribbean, and over in the Atlantic, sometimes you get a brief spin up in the central or north Atlantic. 26 days left in the hurricane season. So again, we're thinking of those dealing with the flooding that have had to leave their homes, those of course that have lost their homes. We have that. Thank you for spreading this information. The very, very high chance of flooding as we go throughout the day in parts of Central America. Thank you for getting the word out. Be safe. Have a good day ahead.